Hello, everybody.
Yo, what is up? What is up? What is up? We are here. How you doing, Tom? You okay?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah?
good.
You all rested up from the weekend?
I'm just about rested up. Just about.
Wow.
I think I recovered it early
Ah,
hours this morning.
This is embarrassing, man. This is so embarrassing. We're wearing the same. Oh man. Come on, man. I told you I was going to wear it. Jesus. Get that merch, guys. Get that merch.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
quality
get the
stuff.
merch.
I'm telling you, it is.
Can't be done.
Apex free. That's what we're here about today. You know, it was a mental event. We met so many people again for the first time, some of them out of these little boxes like we normally see, which was great. A couple of those people, though, well, one of those people that we met for the first time, I'm going to bring on straight away, which is Crow. So just there's your warning, bro. You're coming on now. What's up? How you doing, man? How you doing?
Real good, man. Still buzzing, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I am as a fan. I can't believe what it's like, you know, as an actual battler to have been a part of that. That was
the whole day. It's so rare, like nowadays, that every single battle is just everyone's on it. It's just like fire from start to finish. It was like, it was electric, man. Really.
Yeah, no, it was. And I said to you outside the event, I'll say it to you now again as well. You know, someone had to set the standard for the day, didn't they? You know, you rose to that occasion, like a Valentine's dinner. You know, as Shuffle 2 would say. But it was very, very good. Very good
much
battle.
appreciated.
Definitely, you should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, it was fire, and you know, Sam brought it too and stuff. But I wasn't coming to play. I really wanted to show out, and I wanted to like just bring some life into the room from the jump, kind of thing. So yeah.
You definitely came out swinging. Like the first round came out with like high aggression, high energy, and just definitely got the ball rolling. Definitely.
After the battle, I turned to Tom and I was like, my hand's gonna hurt after this event. Because I was at the front for most of it, and I thought that stage is the way to like, like on some of it. Incredible, man, incredible writing.
I hit staple once,
definitely. And we are going to be joined by a few more people. Another guy who we've got already ready to come on is Cooper. Cooper, what's up, man? What's up? How you doing? You good?
Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
All good, man. All good. Of course, we'd have you on whenever you want to be on. Just
appreciate it, man.
Anything you got going on, just let us know. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Big up Smoggy in the chat as well. How you doing, bro? Hope you're good.
Big up.
ABK shit. It was, man. ABK ran Apex. It did.
Oh, I mean, it was. We all went the motherfucker. So it was great.
Man, you
like a freak goddamn advert. That was crazy.
And that was kind of like the first introduction since you announced ABK. Like that was a strong introduction for people.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was, and I kind of felt that going into it. I was like, you know what, we need to prove that, because everyone's like, oh, this team is unfair, blah blah blah. It's like we need to come in and fucking clean sweep the motherfucker. Otherwise, actually, it's kind of bullshit, right? Like,
yeah, definitely, man, definitely. I just want to shout out Premier Battle as well. So in the chat, thank you guys. Thank you.
Mad event.
I can't say anything else that hasn't been said, but just from me, Tom, Pick Your Battles. You know, everyone else that we spoke to that said they had a good time. Thank you. It was an amazing event. All your hard work paid off.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
PB for life, man.
Insane.
I'm in.
Yeah, definitely. So before we get into anything else, I want to straight away, because we had to leave quite quick after the event, and I didn't get to do what we done last time, so we haven't done any like compilation video for this event, which I'm gutted for. But I was just enjoying myself. I just forgot to record stuff and you know, record reactions and everything. I was just enjoying it too much. So normally, we would ask everybody what their battle of the night was and what their performance of the night was. Cooper, we'll start with you. What do you reckon for battle of the night?
It's hard to. Everyone knew it was coming. The Shufflo, Bobby Rex and Raptor. It was the kind of the peak of what was. The thing is, I kept saying to everyone in the crowd, every battle just kept building on the last. There wasn't like it just kept getting better, and it culminated in that. I mean, performance of the night, it's hard to take it away from Rivers' second. That was Rivers' second round. I've never seen anyone win a battle in the second round just like that. He just shut him down. And Mackenzie was firing his second as well.
He really
Mackenzie was really good in that second.
I kept saying to people that he made me forget what round they were on. Like when he finished, I was like, wait, what time is it? Like,
perfect.
It threw me. It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was nuts with that too. With the Rivers one, I don't not meaning to talk over you, Rob, but like the Rivers one was crazy because we spoke about it afterwards. But I don't know if it's been like officially said, but obviously like being in the ABK group chat, like I've heard all the bars, I heard everyone's bars going into it, and so yeah, like to see Rivers do what he did, which it was he saw that in Mackenzie's second he was going in on that flyer and all that kind of stuff, and he had that hard hitting material in his third, and off the top he switched it, so he did his third second. He did his third second as like a rebuttal to the angle and smoked it, and that's just that shows like such a high level of like intelligence to be able to do that on the spot. Jesus.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're gonna get into a lot about that battle because there was a lot that happened in between and stuff, and I love that sort of shit during battles when they're, you know, the little tit for tats and stuff. Like, we are gonna get into that battle a lot. So what you're saying is performance of the night, Rivers, and battle of the night was Scapegoats and Shuffle Team.
Might be battle of the UK all time. Like that was insane.
Ridiculous.
About battle of the night, that thing's like if it like, especially coming off the back of Shuffle doing that bit in his Canal battle where he said about, oh, don't call it a classic just because you think it's good or whatever. But then to follow it with what is arguably like one of the most classic, you know, 2-on-2s or battle in the UK ever is like kind of a pretty massive statement. You know what I mean? And respect to him for that. And both of them really, all four of them smoked it.
Literally, it lived up to the hype and more. It was even more than I thought it would be.
I knew Raptor and Bobby had something. I knew because the way they were acting before the battle as well, like they were all just were being nice, like they were saying they were being nice. And you know, they looked approachable, those sort of things. Like it was those sort of things that they did, and then they brought it up in the battle. I was like, that was brilliant because you've literally been playing this all event. Like they were just on it. They were. Bizzo's just came in as well. Shout out Bizzo. What's up, Bizzo? Good luck for December. Can you fill him in on what ABK is? I guess it's only right that you do it.
Oh, okay. You acting innocent, Bizzo. So it's just a collective of writers, basically. But you know, it's kind of like so the sort of the personnel, if that's what you want to know, is you know, myself, Rivers, Yunnan, there's Amity, Black Tea, Scoop, Giz. I don't think I'm forgetting anyone, but if I am, like, much apologies because I don't remember where I started. But anyway, it's basically just fire, right? Oh, Moke. It's fire, writer, and rappers and stuff. And it's not even set up like we won't battle each other. Like we're not playing it like that kind of a crew where we won't battle each other. That's bullshit. We're probably more likely to battle each other in a way because the whole point of it is to try and like everyone lift each other up and get everyone up to another level and kind of like encourage that competition and that high level writing and performance.
In my head, I've kind of got an image of like, you know, like an old fashioned boxing gym. Full of battle rappers, just like so
we're sparring. So on the run up to this battle, to this like event, we were all sparring to each other and you know, and all that kind of stuff, just to make sure that we were all coming in on our A game. And I think that shows in a way, like.
No, it does definitely did. I think when we had Moke and Rivers on and they first announced it, ABK and you know announced who was in it. They said like the best saying they could: "Iron sharpens iron." Like you know, 100%. It is what it is. Like you've got to be around the best to be the best. You know, there's no point being down. You know, it is what it is. Quote, it is what it is.
I have no idea who said it, but it's like if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
That
kind of sentiment.
And the thing is, as well, is it's kind of like it's like a no bullshit environment, you know, because like I've sparred with like Tommy for a while. Me and Yunnan have been good friends for a very long time, and he will straight up tell me if I write some like 4-bar or something and he doesn't think it's good enough, he'll just go, I think you can do a lot better than that, and I'll just scrap it or rework it, and it's just like that kind of no bullshit approach. and kind of not being too sensitive about it is what's kind of going to bring the best out of everyone, you know?
Yeah,
no, yeah, having that creative honesty where it's like, I know you and I know what you're capable of.
Yeah,
and it ain't this cheap.
No, definitely. So Crow, who would you have for performance and battle of the night? Would you agree with Cooper or?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would definitely agree with them. Although I would maybe throw Moke in the mix for performance of the night too, because his command of the stage was insane. He was getting reloads like every couple of bars. Yeah, and like he's got such a commanding delivery anyway, so he's already kind of up there. But like with the improvement through his last few battles, he just was insane, man.
Yeah,
insane.
He's a problem. He is a problem.
Especially when
I'd like to see Crow versus Moke.
I would definitely battle him. Yeah.
I'd like to see what you do with him.
Maybe something to look for next year. Because at the moment I'm enjoying being friends with him.
Yeah, you don't want to get on the wrong side yet.
But you know, like because Slester came out, and let's keep it real, he was really good.
Slester was good,
really good. And when he finished, I was like, because I knew, because the thing is, I'd sparred with both of those guys, and I didn't share either of their bars with each other, so I knew what both guys were coming with before the event. And Celeste was so fucking sick.
He was.
The difference between the voice note version of what I'd heard of Moke and the performance version was like, you know what I mean? So it was like, it was really fire to see it lifted like that.
That was definitely going to be like a preference thing. Like if you prefer jokes, you will say Celeste one. If you prefer like bars, then you will say Moke one. Not that either of them didn't have either of the other as well. Do you know what I mean? It was just they were more focused on a certain style. I'm a little bit, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think in the room, Bizzo, what you're saying there, in the room, I think it was different. Georgie had a lot of moments.
Yeah,
and I don't think
I always say OJ, man, did not lose any fucking steam in that entire battle. He did not lose steam.
I'm not against
powering through. But
I'm not against
I think it's a tough battle for him.
Definitely. Let's hang on. I'm going to try and put some order into this because it's so hard not to just talk about everything. Tom, I'm going to ask you last. What would you say for your personal, performance of the night and battle of the night and all that sort of stuff? What would you say?
I'd probably have to go Rivers second if I'm going to say performance of the night individual. Yeah. That was.
To be fair, Rivers first and third, right? I know it's
that entire battle.
He done very well the whole thing. Yeah,
so I'm definitely going to have to watch that back a few times just to make sure I fully understand how good it is. But I think honestly, battle of the night, I'm probably Moke and Celeste. That was crazy for me. I really enjoyed that, especially it being like a one rounder. Like I really enjoyed it because I said to you afterwards, it was almost like an advert for the future of rap. Like they obviously kept referring to like it's in safe hands and shit like that. And really so dope. So I think that was probably my battle of the night, I'd say.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed Georgie and Koj. And I've been quite, during the Anarchy tournament and stuff, I was quite outspoken saying that Georgie Rob Celeste, which is weird. Speak of the devil, and he shall arrive. What's up, Celeste? How you doing?
I'm gonna keep it tall. Like Celeste won the Georgie battle, but
like, and I haven't changed my opinion of that, but Georgie has proven his spot now. In my opinion, there's nothing that I can say now. I was saying before, before the battle, I was talking. I think Cooper, you was actually involved in the conversation we was having, and I was saying like Georgie has to win that battle.
Yeah.
To kind of, and he's even said it on a live stream as well, to kind of solidify himself in this tier now. He had to win that battle because he's had 2 battles that he's lost, technically. Not badly, and he didn't do bad in any of them, but he did take L's. So he needed to prove himself. And I do think he took the W against Koj.
Do you? That's interesting.
Definitely.
Wow. Okay. I think Koj won it, but I think Georgie was fucking great. Like, and I won't take anything away from him. He had some amazing moments. I think his whole pandemic angle was so well executed.
That was clinical. It was really, honestly, it's tough for somebody to win after being told off like that. Because it's not even like he was like ripping him apart. He was just telling him off. To keep steam after that.
No, definitely.
But I just think Koji had, in my opinion, an A1 Koji is one of the best battlers in the country, like without question. And I think we did kind of get that guy, and the level of the bars and the way he's like, because he's such a vicious rapper, like the way it came across for me was like, that's what I wanted to see him do. And since he did it, I kind of have to give him the battle. You know what I mean? Like,
to me, it felt like he had to keep, like, and I said this off the stream actually to Tom a couple of minutes ago, like, if Koji would have went first, it would have been a completely different battle, of course, but I think Georgie going first, Koji almost had to match him every time. And I think it's harder if you go second, because you've got to match him and then surpass. Whereas in the start, like, you set the tone. So, like, I don't really know how I'm explaining this, but you set the tone in the first, if you go first, and then, you know, they've got to match you and take it further. And I think Koji wrote to match him rather than take it further. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I think it's different with every battle because it depends on the kind of energy that people bring to the table. So sometimes it's advantageous to go first, and sometimes it's better to go second, depending on what you think they're going to do. It's all chess, isn't 100%. It? But like,
definitely. Like, it worked out for Rivers to go second.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely worked out for Rivers to go second. If he would have went first, completely different battle.
It's all head games.
Yeah. And do you know what? Now I know that he switched his tactics and all. Switched his rounds and that. I find that incredible, because if I'm performing something,
advantage by a mile.
Yeah.
As soon as he mentioned that flyer, you know that Rivers was like, "I've got you. Like it."
See the light flicked on. He was like, "Yeah, I'm back in this." Like,
But and I would probably put either Rivers or Moke for performance of the night. I think Slester was really good. He stood out because of how he done it.
Slester was fine. Yeah,
and he said him and Jay Short obviously going back and forth on Twitter. I did see that you put that you're getting more reaction when you're just stood on stage, like, staring, and that is so true. There was, like, everyone in the room was lapping it up.
So that's his little facial expressions where he's looking at Moke, trying to get him to smile, like to crack a smile. That was cracking.
Every little bit was perfect. But,
the interaction between the two of them, like, they both had because they both have really good stage presence, and like they're really comfortable on stage. I think Smoggy in chat said as well, he has a lot of being from spoken word. Like, it's nice to see people who are comfortable on stage really stretching their legs, you know, and like proper getting into it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Everyone bought it. But yeah, that's the battle of the night and performance of the night's out of the way. We shall start at the start. So obviously, Tom, how did everyone get there? What was everyone's like travel like down? We traveled down the night before, stayed in a lousy ass room, only got like 2 hours of sleep. Woke up, went to my doors, came straight to the event. We was ready for it. It was it was cool turning up as well. We bumped straight into the caretaker, Troy Owens. Shout out Troy every single time, and a few others that were stood outside as well. And then head in. How was you guys getting there? What was it like?
I was up at 6 a.m. because I had to get a train there, so I was up hella early. But now
you perform like that.
Yeah.
My boy, what can you do on a full night's sleep?
I was probably sleeping.
Eat Weetabix. You'll hit the moon, man.
So I just literally, like, on the train all the way there, I was just trying to get myself in the zone, so I was just running my bars over and over again. People looking at me like I'm a crazy motherfucker. Damn crazy, let's go. So it was cool. In a way, it kind of allowed me that time, like, where I'm not around anyone to just really just focus on my shit. So
yeah, definitely. No, that's cool. I like that. What about you, Cooper? Obviously, you had quite a nice journey up.
Yeah, it was a kind of random. I was going to come up anyway, drive up in the morning, and then Frankie Fraser was on Twitter like, "Oh, is anyone coming from this way?" So I thought, I'll go pick him up. That'd make the journey pass a bit better. And having a car journey back and forth with Frankie Fraser was just sort of mad. I literally got bars the whole way.
Where are you based anyway?
I'm Essex, he's London, so I just went, you know what, it's an extra hour out the way, I'll come grab you. And I literally got all these bars from Major Concerns, and it's Frankie Fraser as well. It's not just like it's not just like me going, I've wrote this really cool joke where I call someone a funny name. It's like this is Frankie Fraser level writing where it's mad,
so
and
jealous,
I might not use that, and I'm like, Why not?
Can I have it?
That's some good shit.
So yeah, no, the journey passed really. We did really well for time, and then I saw Crumpet up there before we come in, and then just mingle with everyone. Really, it was crazy. So
yeah. No, it's so good to walk in and see everyone because, like I said, like there was a lot of people we met for the first time again. A lot of the No Loose Chat people. Those guys were awesome. We didn't actually get to speak to Snoop, which I was a bit annoyed about. But as a fan, I still consider myself I don't think like media and all this sort of stuff. That's London Gen in trouble. We just watched some battles online.
I'm coming for the wristbands. I don't know what Danny's talking about.
I am trying. I'm gonna try and play the right people.
Gimbal as well. Trouble Start. Love that.
Yeah, send the right DMs to the right people and see if we can, because I want to get on stage for something. But only because we missed the performance side of Shuffle T and Marlowe, because we was on the side where a lot of people that were on stage congregated.
Okay.
Yeah, weren't so evenly spread out around. But so we did lose a lot of that battle, which was a shame. But obviously, that's the risk that you take. They can replace the stand, isn't it?
On the performance next time I watch it.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it was good to see everybody. London Gen, Trouble, all those as well. Seeing Danny Jack there was cool. Sean Cray was there as well, which was really cool, I thought. Obviously, you guys, we was talking outside with you, Crow and Sylvester, and Cooper. We're obviously catching up with you every time we see you. Yeah, it was amazing. If I've missed anyone out that we spoke to, Frankie as well. Sorry, we introduced ourselves to Frankie, and made sure that we got him as well.
God, meet so many people. It's honestly this is only my second event that I've been to. It's my favorite thing to do is arrive early and see who's also arrived early.
No,
just say hello.
When you just start seeing all the faces pop up, it's like, all right, okay.
I recognize you. I've spoken to you before, and there's so many people as well. I didn't realize I was really bad at recognizing people after I've only met them online. There's so many people don't be like, oh, hey, that's I can't remember specifically. Oh, that's what's his name? And I just cannot recognize him because
are you saying that that's because of recognition, or that they're rap fishing you and they've put out pictures where they look at you?
I think that's what's happened actually. I've been
you're getting rat fished.
Rat fished.
Jesus.
I just find it surreal to see all the battlers. You see all these battlers, just seeing them in the crowd, and I find that still so surreal going to the events. I've watched your battles hundreds of times.
Skirmish was there as well. I'm a big fan of Skirmish.
Yeah,
definitely. That was mad to see him in the crowd.
Just
again.
Spoke to Shuffle T in the street
Star as well. Obviously, Yeah, Tom, you just keep reeling off that. I spoke to Shuffle T for more than 2 minutes.
I shook his hand. Honestly, no, I'm never washed.
Oh man, if we ever got him on, I wouldn't even tell you. I would just bring him up, and then you just go.
You'd have to. I'd have a panic attack. I'd have a full panic attack. You need to warn me.
It'd be like how I was when King of the Dot came into the stream. I was like, "Oh shit, it's King of the Dot." Yeah, it's mad. But yeah, anyway, let's get into. Let's get into the battles. First battle, like I said, setting the standard for the day. Sam Hypes versus Crow.
You know what I'm saying? Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't know. There was a lot to go on your, to argue who won that battle. But I think you edged it 2-1 personally.
Yeah, I think you took it. I did. I was saying
that was that.
That's how I called it on the night anyway.
Oh yeah. How did it go? Because I always wonder this, when you sort of obviously write and practice all your bars and stuff like that. How differently did it go in your head?
In terms of my did it go to plan? What he was going to do?
Both.
Yeah,
both.
Definitely both.
Okay, so in terms of my performance, it kind of went exactly how I planned, apart from I probably did it a bit faster than I wanted to, because when you get on stage and you're just so full of adrenaline, unless you force yourself to slow down, you just spit like crazy. And I think it was funny because at the start of the third, but to jump on ahead, but I'll jump back. The start of the third, I was thinking to my head, I'm going to slow this bit down because it's kind of an intricate scheme, and I wanted to make sure that everyone could hear it. And when I spat it when I was doing it live, I was like, yeah, I've slowed this right down. And then when I watched it back, I was like, I was spitting it the same as I was practicing it. It's not slowed down at all. In my head, it was I was going,
No, definitely.
It's crazy how
you've got a good defense as well. You've got quite good defense.
Thank you. No,
I noticed that watching you live. You have. But yeah,
I think you threw him off. You dropped the Patrick
was there
Bateman,
anything?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I was fucking pumped about that. That I did that. I did that before him because his kind of fell flat because of it.
It threw it off completely.
Mine was a better one. His was cool, but mine was better. So
he did have the better American Psycho scheme. 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I laced it in the verse as well. So when people watch it back, there's like hints that it's coming that aren't obvious the first time. You know.
Okay. Love that.
No, exactly. I've had to go on to Crumpet's Twitter just to kind of remind myself of some of the bars as well, because I'm rubbish at remembering them. But from Sam's first, the bar that I definitely would remember if Patrick a star up and living under a rock this whole time.
And that was fire. Yeah, that was fire.
I was annoyed that he brought that same kind of bar in the third, though. I think it wasted it.
Basically the same bar. He was like, that's his home.
Yeah,
and, like he should have either put them next to each other or just on one of them. I agree.
No, exactly. I love any kind of Power Ranger bars as well. So that the Blue Ranger bar,
any nerd shit.
Great.
I just don't know enough about the Power Rangers for that to like make sense to me. But yeah, I was like, okay, people like it. It's cool.
It was good.
It's a crowd pleaser, man. It's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah. But yeah, old school Charles Xavier as well. Patrick acting like he can get into my head. That was really nice. But I didn't think it was full on Sam Hypes his first round. No. I think that was his weakest.
I agree.
But yeah, how was you feeling after? Because he went first, right? Yeah. So how was you feeling after his first round? Was you feeling good?
Yeah, I was. So see, I was glad he went first, and because we were talking about it beforehand, and I've always gone first. And this time I was kind of like, you know what, I'm going to try and see what happens if I go second this time and just to see how it feels. And he went first, and I knew that I could step the energy up loads. So I was like, when he spat that, I was like, all right, I'm taking this first. Like if I get it clean, this is mine.
Yeah. And he didn't try and get the crowd going as much as you did. No. You put effort. You could tell you put effort into like getting the crowd on your side, which I think worked, especially because it obviously because he went first and he didn't do that. Going into the first battle in a cold room, like he missed the trick. And
agreed. Agreed.
I think in the first, like
I was happy with that, to be honest, and I knew that my first was strong as well. So his material was good, but I was like, my first is definitely better than his first. So. I felt good.
Yeah, and it shows in updates that Crumpet was doing, to be fair, as well. They put you out on a line, but unaware it was a tightrope. That was nice. I like that. Obviously, the Patrick Bateman line as well. That was really good.
Really good.
Yep. But the line in your first that I think stood out for me, just because in my childhood we listened to him a lot, was the MC Devo.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
And Tempe Freddo's MC Devo, Tempe Fred, like shut up.
MC Devo. Oh, don't, because that's all I can see now when I look at him is fucking MC Devo.
Was that where you had? Did you have the Max Browning crack addict line in that?
Yeah, so if you find the right look-like bars, they smack. You know what I mean? I think this. As soon as I thought of that, I was like, "Yo, this is gonna happen."
It takes like half a second though for the audience to be like, "Shit, yeah." And everyone's just,
yeah. I left out a couple of really good look-like bars as well, so he's lucky because he would have had some more of that shit. But because I just done quite a serious like little scheme where I did like the crow's feet bar, and so I thought. I try and mix it up so that like if I do something hard hitting, maybe I'll come with some light relief straight after, so that you can kind of like take the crowd on a ride, basically.
And I think as well it's important to give the crowd that chance to react. I think Mackenzie's someone who gets like a little bit crippled by this in battles, because he's very much like he gets his stuff out and then it's the end of his round. It's not written for like reaction and stuff, and I think it's more like a performer type person would do it rather than a rapper, because you're used to spitting on a beat and everyone's listening to your music or on CD or whatever. It's not necessarily live all the time. But yeah, I think people can fall into that kind of category, which is dangerous.
Yeah,
definitely. But I love the was it? It was a little multi at the end, I think. What rhymes with passionate Samuel Hopes. Yeah,
I did a little religious
passionate Christ.
Yeah, Samuel Hopes, because I thought it's an unexpected one in it, and I knew, and it's one of them ones where it's kind of like it's interactive, give everyone something to have a little laugh about. So
definitely. I bet you would have got the nod of approval from Shuffle T on that one. But going into round 2, I think it was quite obvious that you won the first round. Do you guys kind of agree?
Yeah.
I was pretty convinced.
Sam didn't
let up, and that was the theme of this whole event, as someone was saying before. There was no weak link really in this event. But he came back with the you make graphics for the scene. I came to leave the scene graphic. That was really nice. I like that. He had quite a lot in the second, to be fair. He had
those were the nice guy angles.
That's what I was just
they were quite funny.
The angle was great. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I think he played that really, really well.
Yeah.
I think this is the round that I probably would have argued for Sam.
Potentially, yeah.
I think if he took a round, it was a second. I don't know if he took it on watch. I think at the time I was like, he might have had that second. I'm not sure, but on watch back, I do think I took it. But it was good. He did a really good second.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Oh yeah, he definitely did. You can definitely tell he has like a lot of experience. I don't know. It's just I don't think he adjusted enough for like it being the first battle of the night and like getting the crowd on side, and like I think there's a lot of things he kind of forgot to do in a lot of ways, and that you just didn't. So
yeah, definitely. I don't think this one you could put down to preference. I think this is quite a unanimous one. It weren't a body, but it was definitely a Crow win. I think
definitely W on the board.
Yeah, I think so. What's kind of next for you, Crow? What are you thinking about? Are you are you looking for like a title run? Are you looking to, what are you going to be in the next academy going out to iBattle in New York? What are we thinking?
That academy prize is amazing. And if anything was going to get me to do it, it would be that. But the only thing about an academy, and the reason why I didn't go into the last one, wasn't because I thought I was too big for it or some shit. It was just because of the way that my schedule works. I can't necessarily guarantee that I can make this and this battle all in a row. So it's more of that kind of thing than it is anything else. But I would consider it for sure, and I definitely think people should do it because that prize is nuts. And
it's going to be stacked.
That was such a sick league as well.
Yeah, definitely. Cooper, would you go back into it? I think that you should be given a chance. You and Grazza.
It's whoever loses, so Grazza can reapply. Obviously, no, but like I don't know.
Oh, talk your shit, Cooper.
No, but like obviously, when I look at the prize there, I'm like, I don't even know what my prize is for Academy 21. I think it's just the belt or whatever, you know what I mean? As Slester put it, the Academy champ, when he did that whole Academy champs home, I thought that was it's respect and recognition. So if it all does go south, I could definitely apply for it again. It will be much more competitive this year because it's open to everyone. Do you know what I mean? It's not just new battles coming in. So it's going to be mad.
But you too much to look at that.
No,
it's been difficult, obviously. Like I think you would have done well if you came in any year of the academy. Yeah, it's unfortunate for you, but fortunate as well because like, you kind of booted the door in instead of taking your steps because of how the academies turn out. But
beat who they put in front of me. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's the only way you can do it. Yeah, there was a trophy.
Drank out of it, bro.
I remember tweets and pictures of him drinking out of it. But
I see how it is.
Taxi liabilities, these battle rappers. I'm telling you.
In terms of where I'm going next is obviously I've got this battle with Boski or Bowski, whatever, however. It's like David Bowie. You don't know which way to pronounce it. Right?
Yeah, I think if you're from up north, it's Bowski.
Okay.
Well, no, it's Boski.
Yeah, because he
You're from down south. It's more like
he says Bosk dog. No one says Bausk dog, right? So it must be Boski.
It's the English language, man. It's just a couple of languages wearing a trench coat. Like that doesn't make sense most of the time.
So anyway, I've got him in 3 weeks.
Nice.
And then after that, I think that it's possibly my last battle this year. I don't know, although I have been approached about another battle in December, which I'm just checking my scheduling on if it's possible. But
is that late December?
Or was it early December?
I'm not sharing any of that, but
I feel like I overheard a conversation, not with you or anything like that, or opponents or anything, but just someone was talking about maybe for an event end of December outside. That was all. Like they were in a conversation with us. I weren't just eavesdropping.
So I'm going to do actually like work and stuff if it's possible. But if not, I'll be doing a bunch of stuff next year anyway. So.
Yeah, no, awesome, man, awesome. I hope you stay as active as you have been. It's been good to see you come in. But yeah, we'll go back into your second round. This was you've got the swagger of a window cleaner, looking like the lanky twat from the In-Betweeners.
Yeah. So it's the full line is you look like the lanky twat from the In-Betweeners if his dad had a ginger penis. But
the ginger.
Yes.
Just ludicrous thing to say to another man. It was so class. So good.
The Salvador Dali line.
Oh yeah,
I really liked.
I was just going to read that one out. Yeah, that was good as well. I get so into like reading them instead of like just talking about them. But that line was cold. That was.
Yeah,
I think Sam did call you a silly sausage in his second though, and that did make me laugh more than it probably should have done.
Yeah,
I think he rhymed silly sausage and pinky promise, and I was
I'm pretty sure as well. Somebody got called a batty fish. It might have been in this battle. I'm pretty sure.
No, it was Mackenzie said it. You're a
Mackenzie,
piranhas or something. It was Mackenzie.
What's a batty fish? Is that a Scottish thing? I'm not sure.
Didn't Zen make that?
Yeah, Zen said it to Maverick.
You're nothing more than a bat. I remember that cracking me up.
The thing is with Zen, that was the punchline.
Yeah.
It was worse when Zen done it because that was the whole point of it was to call a man a batty fish.
Yeah.
I still don't understand what it could be. Like what it would look like. What is it?
It sounds. It's just. It's funny.
Just an insult. Yeah.
What's that line from like that Blades of Furious? Like nobody knows what it means. Just provocative.
Yeah, exactly. No. It got everyone talking and laughing. But you went really hard on that whole living that kind of life. Like you were saying, the thing you're amazing at. I'll be able to talk in a sec. Hang on. The thing that you're amazing at is claiming benefits for heroin, all that kind of stuff. Like
I was leaning into I was about to go into the comic book stuff, basically criticizing for like using up all the comic book bars and not being creative enough with it. So the whole point was I was saying like the interest in that type of thing is waning because he's not been saving anything. Plus the only thing he's amazing at is claiming benefits to pay for heroin.
Claiming benefits. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Thanks. And that was the whole point of that was like to segue from the drug stuff into the comic book stuff.
Yeah, which then ended with the whole like Doctor Strange.
I did that.
Yes, I remember that now.
Sorry, yeah.
I said like I started out saying he got multiple bars about time that end in Dr. Stephen Strange, and then the whole thing was to get back around to say you can't just reuse the same endings over and over again to save time. Like
I remember shouting at you as well, like Stephen Strange. Oh, so pumped.
People missed the line after, although he didn't, because I knew he'd get it because he's a comic book geek. But the bar I said after was, so I'm putting an end to your timelines like you couldn't stop the TVA. So that's like, and he was like, I was like, yeah, he got it. That's all right.
Yeah, he knows.
He got it.
Like I'm here all day for any kind of bad like that.
Shit, man. So
I'm here for it. I came to destroy the rebellion as well. Like you had in there, all of it was very, very good in my opinion. For my personal like taste, that's the sort of shit I want to be hearing.
So often is like nerdy stuff brought up in battle rap. Like it's quite a cornerstone in like a lot of bars and like it's everywhere. And I love
it. There's only so many ways that you could stand there and just be observational rather than like. You know, it kind of goes into you look like this, and you'll say a few characters that are like, and then you'll be like, you actually act like this, and then it's a few characters, and then it's there. You know what I mean? And it's a good way of doing it.
The thing is,
Super
I love comic book bars and geeky references and stuff, but I like them to be creative. What I don't like is when someone says like, you know, oh, because you don't want to see me angry, like Bruce Banner, and blah 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 blah. Like, and it's just like that's just too. There's no double meaning there, really.
Yeah,
like, it's got to have at least a double.
Kojay said to Georgie Roots, he looked like Steve Rogers before the serum. I thought that was done really well.
Yeah,
like, Marvel bars. That was just a great. Yeah. Like
that does require at least a crumb of like prior nerd knowledge.
To
be like, when I think of Captain America, I can think of skinny Steve Rogers.
No, definitely. But yeah, I think the second was probably the closest round, in my opinion. Do you guys kind of agree with that, or what we're saying? Do you guys think there was a definitive winner or loser?
Yeah, I think the fight started.
I'd
say.
Definitely. I think he realized he had to bring more, and then stepped it up. Definitely. But that's what Sam is good at. He's good at stepping it up when he has to. He levels up every battle anyway. But he just, he's good at coming back at people. Definitely. He's scrappy. But obviously, you know, this was the third, which was the round where he did have the next rock on Patrick's home.
And can I just, as a side note, can I say, this man said my name more than anyone's ever said my name in my life. Like, if someone did a supercut of this battle of him saying Patrick, it's fucking mental. Like, he's like, I will rock on Patrick, rock on Patrick, rock on Patrick. So when I rock on Patrick, it's Patrick. It's just like
Patrick. Love that.
Your name's just too cool. Crow is too cool of a name, so he needs to call you Patrick.
No one said my name this much ever. But yeah, and because he in that, so in his first he had a Brandon Lee crowbar and a Patrick Star bar, and in his third he also had a Brandon Lee crowbar and a Patrick Star bar, which is where and I think like both of his crowbars were cool, and his first Patrick Star bar was cool, but I didn't really rate the second one. Maybe it would have been better if the first one wasn't quite so good, but you know.
Yeah, it's tough having two bars that are that similar. One of them's going to suffer, you know, unless it's a callback or, you know, like it's a bit more technical with it.
It's like a stream where you're constantly like upgrading the punch or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
But yeah, it did kind of take away from the second one a little bit, because it's a bit like, oh, I've heard this. Where did I hear this? Oh, yeah.
I did like the I did like the you ain't American Idol because you came on Prem last time and you were better than Tidal. I like that. That was cool.
That was funny. Yeah, I like that. But I was like,
not that Tidal was any slouch. You know, he's a good battler, Tidal. Really, you know, he's
Listen, Tidal's
just not been giving him the break.
Yeah, he just needs to go in with the hunger. Like if you actually watch him versus Sam Hypes, like the way he like is in that battle mostly. Until like one of the rounds where he kind of chokes or whatever, he's fire in that battle. And if he went into all his battles with that much hunger and like aggression, like a dog fight, he'd start smoking people. Like he would, because he's good, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. Coming into your third, you had the 7 Sins scheme.
I was counting them. I was counting them on my fingers as you started. I was like, they're coming.
3 deep. I realized.
I love that. That moment of realization.
Yeah, I was like, if I spit this too fast, people just will have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. Yeah. So definitely. I had, you know what? I went through so many iterations of that scheme. I like because I pretty much finished that scheme, or like decided on the finished version of that scheme like the day before the battle. But because I had like 5 versions, and I had been I drove myself crazy, like trying to decide which one was the best one.
Yeah.
But eventually I was just like, I'm just going to do this one and memorize it, because otherwise I'm going to fucking up on stage.
That's fine.
No, it paid off. Definitely paid off. You had the Andre the Giant line as well. That was nice. That was big up, Smoggy. Thank you for coming in, man. Thank you. Hopefully we get to meet soon. Or get you on here even. I'd love it. We want to get some more fans on as well. So salute to you, my guy. Yeah, and then you just carried on going with your third. It was just strength to strength really for you throughout this whole battle. There weren't any dips.
I did a lot of stuff in there because I'd noticed in previous battles, everyone was calling him like saying that he was like washing cars, and it was kind of winding him up because he started rebuttaling it and kind of like going like he gave it away that it was affecting him because he was like, no, I work in a body shop, I run a body shop or whatever, and I was like, okay, so this is gonna get him because so that's why I went in and I did all crazy body shop bars, and he after the battle he even said like, I loved your third because of all the references and stuff, so I knew at that point I'd taken the right angle on him.
Yeah, he was reacting to him as well in the third. I remember that because I always turn to Tom and be like, I love when they do this because like there's nothing better than a battle rapper stood on stage and being like, fuck yeah, that got me, all right, fair enough, because you know they're going to come back at it and try harder as well because you know you've broke them. Like I would hate if I was to, not that I ever would, but if I was to ever be on the stage trying to battle someone, I would hate to battle someone like Rivers, for example. You know how he's just
he doesn't anything.
And Moke's very good at doing it as well. You know, it was I wouldn't want to battle someone like that.
Kept a straight face. Against Leicester, I'll never know.
I don't know, man. I was laughing my head off.
Honestly,
but yeah, like we said, a great way to start that event. You guys, you literally did kick it off the best. I heard talks that maybe Balski and Mata were going to go on first at one point, and I was thinking like, oh, that'd be really cool. But I'm glad that didn't happen. I don't know if that was just rumors or whatever, but I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad that you two got to have this moment of setting that standard.
Yeah, same here. I wouldn't have wanted to follow those guys. They were hilarious.
Do you know what I mean? It would have. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, definitely good way to start the event. It was amazing. I had you at least 2-1 winning it. It's possibly a 3-0, but I don't know.
Rewatch it.
If it was a 3-0, it was a good one because he was
a gentleman's 3-0. That's what it is. A gentleman's 30. That's what we'll call it for now. Because what battle was up next?
It was
Balski Matter. But there was a little bit of a break.
Hilarious.
That's something that annoys me at events, though, is the breaks.
The amount of breaks.
Like, obviously, you got to have them, but like when Briggsy's on the stage, like calling people, I'm like, oh, come on, guys, get there, be there. You know, that's just a little break from like a performing artist in me.
Polishing. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it will take. That's all it will take.
Be there for your cue. But that's about it. But yeah, then it went into Balski and Matt. I don't even. This battle was just. It was one for the ages. It really was. It's
crazy classic. That it hadn't happened yet. It really is crazy that it hadn't happened.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
It's nice that there's still a few gems like that can be pulled out and like, oh, we haven't experienced this yet. Like, okay,
yeah,
100%. Era to get that is kind of a treat.
Yeah.
I was talking to Balski after. I had to think how I'm going to say his name then. Like, how are we doing it, guys? Let's all try to do the same here and we'll just I'm going to go Boski. All right. Now all of us say it like that, and then everyone else will copy because obviously we set.
Not how I say it.
This is where it all comes from, guys. You know, nobody said that Clips won before I did. That's what I'm saying. But so. After the battle, I was talking to Boski, and I said to him, I thought you weren't going to sing. I genuinely thought he wasn't going to have a little sing song. And I was getting so annoyed by the end of the battle. I was like, he hasn't sung yet. And then he was like, no, I hate from Australia. I was like, yes. Fucking get in.
I dare him not to sing in our battle. That's what I dare him not to.
Let's see if he can win without the songs.
I was at the side just giving him daggers until he done it, and then just a little tear pulled out when he started. Yes.
He got his spin in there as well, I think, at the end of the second. The spin was coming
also,
as well.
Matt's spin was very nice.
He's
tight spin.
He's obviously got training.
Yeah, definitely.
Some dance past.
We got people saying Balski for performance of the night, possibly.
Was very funny.
It was very good. Yeah.
I think he's. I was asking him as well about like what his next kind of plans are. He's obviously got 2-on-2 coming up. I think another battle as well on the birthday.
With me.
I'm not sure. It's you, right? Yes.
It's right there.
That was good promo, wasn't it? I'm well good at this. Obviously you versus Boski on the 13th birthday.
Yeah.
Jesus. 13. That's madness. That is actually madness.
I love how everything's like there's so much momentum in the scene now. And obviously coming into it as a fan,
It makes
like
me so
everything
happy.
feels so fresh. Like you were saying, that there are still these gems that even people who've been in the scene for a long time still haven't seen. Like
this
so
should have been
good.
like a reunion battle. Like this should have. This is when for Pete's sake, Battling Demons. You had Scissors and Enlish.
Yep, fire.
Yeah,
I was there.
really good battle, really fun battle. And yeah, that was like a 10 years on battle. So they battled 10 years ago and then done it again. There's like a concept that was really cool. I like that a lot. But yeah, it is like we keep saying this one. I don't think you call a winner.
See, this is the thing. I think in the room, I had a different winner than I did on Watchback. So in the room, I thought that Boski took it, and when I watched back, like Matter's bars are so good. He's really creative. Like his angles that he took and the way he executed them was masterful. So on the Watchback, I've given it to Matter. So it's a tough one, that one for sure.
No, definitely. I wouldn't want to call a winner. I enjoyed it, and that's just a battle that I would enjoy watching back many times.
Yeah,
I think it's one of them ones. Like, they both came out of it winning, and I hate saying it, like I keep saying, but we won. That's what happened. We won.
The fans won. Yeah. I don't remember being able to call it on the night. I just remember enjoying the battle.
Yeah, that was amazing. Definitely. I don't want to say too much about that one and give too much away, because there's moments in that battle, rather than like the kind of intricate bars, and we can say like, yeah, they was on this team and that team. They all led to like these really kind of funny but almost generic-y funny moments. I don't want to give anything away, or what people could go to. Get that pay-per-view, people. Get the VOD. 20 quid for the battles. Literally, it's worth it for one of these battles. There's no joke. It is worth it for just one of these battles.
A little moment of silence. Did something just happen there? It was like,
is that a moment?
Yeah.
It was super fire. I loved that battle, and like it was funny because before they went on, Boski said to me, he was like, so today is when we find out which one of us is on the back foot. So if you lose or if I lose, then they have to fight in our battle. We both came out looking pretty shiny, so it should be a good time for us.
You're both at like that level. You're both ready to take on another challenge as well, because he can't take you lightly, and of course you wouldn't take him lightly. But I think you proved that today in the event on Saturday. Definitely, you proved that you're not to be fucked with, which I'm here for, all of it. Definitely.
What are you doing, Sless, in the chat? You should get in here.
Yeah, get it. You
actually off work. I did even say that we'd message you, but you said obviously Wednesdays we can do it Wednesday. But if you're here, I'm sending you the link now.
Spray that Mohican and get in it.
That's the work. Then that's also okay.
Literally every time I go live, the first couple of people that I message is like Slester, Visual, yourself, Cooper. It's going to be you now, Crow, as well. I normally end up just messaging all of the guys that I'd like straight away think about. And then it's like,
we're all the guys we're all on the come up now. You know what I mean? So we're kind of like, oh yeah, put us on camera, fucking sweet.
I am here for it.
Don't distract me. I'm going on a live stream.
I have some press I need to do before the event.
Jesus.
Yeah, man.
I definitely.
It's really good to be able to like talk to all of the newer like sort of generation, like obviously Slesters, like and Moke and ABK and all that kind of stuff. Like it's so cool to be able to like
and like
get the hype.
It's been difficult to kind of figure out what we're doing on this, because the whole kind of premise of this was to kind of bring in a new fan, document like what it's like for a new fan coming into battle rap, I guess. But it was just too difficult to go backwards all that way and figure out what's been happening. We've just kind of started to just if we're still on at like 5:30, Sesta may jump on, but we'll see. I mean, we could be, who knows? It's doubtful, but hopefully but if not, Sesta, next Wednesday we're going to do an episode. I don't know what it's going to be yet or anything, but you're on, so don't worry, we've got it in mind. I just ain't messaged you yet, but definitely
when we were talking about doing this, it was always like, there's not a lot going on in the scene at the minute. and like we want to, maybe add something to it, and have a reason to rewatch all this sort of like this huge backlog of like absolute classics that they have. And then like all this stuff started like popping up, and like she was going crazy for it, and Danny was just like, we need to start, otherwise we're gonna miss it. Like we need to start.
we need to get on board now, otherwise we're missing the train.
The train.
I mean, definitely look at the old stuff. It's there, but there's so much going on now with all the leagues and everything. It's just about, that's what battle rap was in the past. This is where it's at now, and there's some what the leagues are doing at the moment. It's insane. The events, you come off an event like Apex and you think, is battle rap dead? Not a chance. Not a chance.
Okay, not in 2021.
What was dope as well that I thought was you had some of the older heads and some of the people who have been going on like for a few years in the past. They were like, oh yeah, battle rap's not what it is, and it's a bit dead, blah blah blah. And they went to that event, or they performed at that event, and they were like, yeah, it's fucking alive. You know what I mean? And that, and that shit's real, because it converted people who were kind of hating a bit into believers. So
they watching like shit. I need to get up there and reprove myself. That's what we want them to do.
And you know what?
Get that competition.
Obviously, I'm homies with a fair few guys who were old school battlers who don't do it anneanymore. And there's a lot more rumblings of people coming back. A lot more. And I ain't gonna say anything about who it is, but in the next year or so, we're gonna see some heavy weights pop back in the ring. I'm pretty
positive. Do you know what? Actually, do you know what I thought about at the event is I need a new Calcium Kid battle in my life.
I was just about to say Calcium Kid.
Seen him there, and I couldn't even approach him. I felt like a sissy like little boy. I just couldn't do it. I was like, oh my god, Calcium Kid, man. I've never fanned out.
Celestia and I were fangirling over him at one point. I was like, I could pretty much go up to everyone, and then I saw Calcium Kid. I'm like, oh, it's Calcium. I want to go and approach him, but it's just like it's so dope. Like it's
like
honestly.
And like to a certain extent, when I saw him there, I was like, oh, I hope he likes my Salvador Dali bar. That's the kind of bar he might like. You know?
I hope he notices. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Definitely.
There's a lot of powers there.
Going on with the day, at this point, I think everyone had turned up by now. There was a few people missing from the first battle and stuff, which normally happens in events, but it definitely didn't seem like there wasn't a room full of people when you were performing, because everyone's going mental. But I think it really packed out by this point.
For the first time. Between after that battle was when we met London Gem for the first time in person.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's crazy.
Big shouts for listening.
Yeah,
we've met her on here. Big up London Gen. And Trouble as well. We've met him in person a couple of times.
Yeah, saw Trouble for the first time. Yeah,
it's weird to see people in person.
Yeah, it's people are never the right height that I imagine. I always imagine people either being like taller or shorter.
First thing Koj said to me, "You're a lot taller than I thought you were going to be." It's like, everyone is pretty much saying
it. At Undisclosed, I was like, "Oh, damn, you're a big guy!" Like,
everyone
says it.
Definitely,
I'm bad at it. I thought I would have been quite good at it, but no.
And just because Sesta put it out there, call your nans, guys.
Cool, she misses you.
They miss you.
I actually made sure to say hello to my nan. Big up, Nan. If you're watching, you are.
Big up, Tom's Nan.
It was a good moment. Speaking of which, obviously, we are going to go on to that battle now. It was the secret battle after.
Yeah.
Secret battle. Somebody who I won't name actually gave me a little bit of a clue, and I was trying to figure it out for ages, right? And the clue was just smoke, and I didn't think of, we're in a battle rap event, it wouldn't just be rhyming. I was thinking like, what smoke? Okay. And then I seen tech, and I was like, getting smoked by the tech. Okay, I see it. And then on stage, I was like, it's not tech, Tom, it's not tech.
We're like, hold up, wait a second, 8 letters.
Honestly, I was racking my brains for like the whole event.
It was a tough thing to see.
It was so stupid. I was so disappointed in myself. It was like, because I didn't get it.
You didn't get it, but it was so good. And as well, like obviously Moke is such a nice guy as well. Like watching them two do really fucking well, like and be at the top of their games, and like there was still like tension's probably not the right word, but there was still something there between them where they were like going for it.
It's a competition, 100%.
Yeah. and they just nailed it. They just
and they knew that it's not easy to beat each other. I think that's the biggest thing. When like Koji, I think fell a bit of victim to this, like thinking that he couldn't lose to Georgie. Like, and I think it took something away from his his end of the battle. I think you can definitely fall into that trap as well.
You never want.
That's why I couldn't battle, because I would fall into all of these traps, and I would be so shit at like the tactics and stuff. I wouldn't even think about changing my round and all that sort of. No way.
Yeah, I personally, for it. As a battler, I think that if you think you can easily smoke an opponent, don't battle that person. Pick someone who you have to challenge yourself for.
Exactly. What's the point?
Unless you're just starting out and you're trying to prove yourself. But once people know you can battle, don't pick people you think you can easily like wash, because it'll be a shit
challenge. No challenge.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You got to know your worth in these sort of rings, these circles. I guess you definitely need to know your worth. But yeah, definitely a great battle. I do love when they do 1 round battles. I wasn't always a fan, but then there's been a few that I've seen. I'm like, okay, I can appreciate a bit more now. As
why put it in the middle, change your pace a little bit. Yeah, it's a 1 round. Okay, let's go.
And also, it gives them a chance to almost do like a set rather than a battle. It's like a set. And I said to Celeste straight away after, I was like, you need to do a comedy gig. You need to do something like in that scene, because I think he would transfer really well over to that.
And Celeste, he wouldn't have done that concept that he did if it was a 3 round battle. So we've got a very, very unique, and people need to watch the VOD to get what it is. But like he made it into a scene. It was like a scene in its own right, and he wouldn't have been able to do that with a 3 round battle, because it was a self-contained piece of art. He took this risk and it paid off. It was fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's it. It's like you can tell that they took the sort of the performance element of battle rap is something we bring up quite a lot. Is that there is, as much as it's a bit, theater kid, there is a lot of theater to battle rap.
Wrestling, like in the form of words.
Yeah, like wrestling. There's a lot of theater to it,
Especially when you're stood up on a stage. This isn't a pit where like maybe you can see the front through rounds. It's literally everyone's looking up at you. If you're just going to stand there and go rap like and just stand still, it's not going to sell it. When you've got to use that sort of stage, and you could see the people that did. Do you know what I mean? And we're comfortable in that, and it was good to see.
Yeah, no, definitely it was great. And I think it was. I would love to see this as a 3 round battle still. I would love to see him go at it again.
Over and over again.
They can both come back at it in like a year or two's time, and then even raise the levels higher. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think they both could do completely different styles still. Like they're both very versatile. And yeah, it was just like you're saying, it was a good way to break up the day. Because the start of the day, it was kind of like getting everyone in that mood, giving everyone a laugh, and that not so much of the kind of serious battles that were to come. The next 2 that we're going to talk about. But yeah, I just think it was a nice way to give the fans a bit of a break and to just relax and enjoy what was going on, rather than be like, oh my, really listening like loads and stuff. But I'm not saying that Moat wasn't intricate with his rhymes. He normally is, and same with stuff. But
yeah.
You
didn't have to worry so much about
perfect. It was perfect.
I need to settle in for 3 rounds.
And
they said more in 1 round than a lot of rappers do in 3.
But that's what I'm saying. He was getting reloads every 2-4 bars, and people were rapping along with him, and that interactive element, it felt like everyone was like, yeah, we're at a fucking rap event, you know what I mean? Like, like, you know what I mean? It got me gassed up.
Yeah, no, definitely. And me and Moke actually have a mutual friend. I realized it a few weeks ago, and I mentioned to him, literally little old me from Swindon, mutual friends with people, and I love it. Love how small the world is. Great battle again. Get the VOD, guys. Premierbattles.club. I think I've done that right. Get it. It is worth it. I can't 100%. Really promote it any better than what anyone else has done. I'm not going to try, but just trust me and get it.
I can't wait to watch it again and again and again.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm not going to, but by the end of the week I will. I just know it. It's one of them things where I'm like, I've bought the tickets and everything, so that was like my battle rap money that I was willing to spend for this month, but I might have to just do it, break the bank.
I'll come around. We'll watch it together.
Split it, £10 each is sorted.
There we go. Sorted. Come around tonight, Tom. I got you. Again, I don't really want to go too far into this battle because there was some hilarious moments.
Great battle.
But Celeste, the way that you were able to control the crowd and stuff in those silent moments and not break as yourself was really, really good. I like the lane that you took for this battle.
Even
I always say to have the confidence for it.
Even the step up from his Impact battle, like to this, it's huge. And I think he's really become because he's taking more risks with what he's doing, but he's becoming a lot more comfortable in that Celester character, I think, and it's
100%.
Like it was just amazing, like amazing.
Yeah, Celester was someone I was really looking forward to seeing live. So like I kind of nudged him and was like asking, you know, are you going to be secret battle? And it turned out he was, but he
didn't even tell me before the event. I was talking to him. I was having a conversation with Celester about who do you think the secret battle is. Yeah, and he's just standing there like, I don't know, it could be anyone.
I don't know. I mean, I've traveled all the way from Scotland, but I'm not really sure.
See, do you know what? I thought it was ScoMo. As we was going there, I thought it was ScoMo because I was like, why would he come all the way from Ireland on his own? That exact thought. And then,
it's part of the conversation. I just realised how fucked that is. He got us.
Yeah, proper. Hook, line, sink.
Well, I was just everything in my head because I saw Pedro there. I was like, Pedro, surely it could be Pedro. I was like looking at everyone, and then it's like I'm talking to Celester about this. And it's just like, yeah, it could be. And it's just like, and then it's like, oh. I heard about 5 minutes before it went on. Someone told me. I was like, that bastard. But yeah,
mother.
But yeah, big up to both.
Well
of them.
worth it.
Really, showed out.
Good job keeping it
why they were up there. Definitely.
It would have been so funny though if they would have set up a mirror on stage and got Yaneth to come out.
a Yaneth
mirror match. Let's go.
That's what the people need. That's what the people need.
That's what the scene needs. That's what the scene needs.
No.
Through Shufflo and Scapegoats, we need a Yaneth.
Do you know what? You know the worst thing is, I disagree with you wholeheartedly, Tom, but I would watch it. I would definitely watch it, and it would be entertaining. Yaneth isn't a bad battler.
So
right? Let's put that out there.
He's leveled up. He's leveled up still. Yeah.
I'd love to see.
I think he could have argued a place on Apex.
Yeah, if he directed his anger at himself, that would be kind of interesting. I think.
It would have just been therapy, I think.
Yeah,
about 5 minutes.
You'll come out of it like really, really straight laced and just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go in office now.
Like standing up the trainer.
I'm ready to take orders.
Yaneth was very funny on the night though, running back and forth while he was filming everyone coming out to their music.
He played his part for that, definitely.
Yeah, the walkout music though. That was.
Don't talk to me about that.
You didn't get
the one motherfucker who didn't get it.
Bullshit, man. You got.
I think Kojay's didn't work until he was like on stage and they played it for 2 seconds and then Georgie's went on. So yeah, I think both of you got plagued with it, man. But yeah,
that was great though for the vibe though, and like. To really get people pumped up, it was like this is a really and I saw a few battlers really lean into it. Like Rivers, I remember Rivers strolling out like he owned the place, and it's just like I'm already sold on this. Like it's, yeah.
Oh yeah, because was it Rivers came out to? Here comes the money.
Riversace, that's right. That is what it is.
And I don't know if you noticed.
That's the next battle as well. So we're literally just going to get straight into it on the next battle was KJ Rivers. Rivers. No, it was Rivers McKenzie. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. When he
Rivers
said
McKenzie, I'm so excited to talk about it. I can't even get it out.
When he says McKenzie, you battled on Prem before, but you've never been the champ of it. And then he did like the belt symbol. And then you're like, hold up, he's wearing a fucking Versace belt. This guy all the time.
All the time,
honestly.
So dripping, like he's got a handkerchief that's Versace. Like what?
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Versace snot rag.
yeah, literally, man.
But Rivers showed why he needs to be getting some internationals. In this battle, he showed that he's surpassed a lot of the levels in UK battle rap. He's been showing it. He's been showing it for ages. I said one of my favorite openers of any round was him against Yunnan. I say it all the time. But those little things that he does, and this
everyone's
this
in total agreement.
Big man, behave yourself. I'm liking that.
Behave yourself. I'm liking it.
Yeah, like I keep that. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I was so bummed for him when he forgot like his last 8 bars or something like that.
Yeah. What happened there? He made it well. Like
he got to the part, and obviously like I think I haven't spoken to him, but the way from my memory of what his bars were, my perception was that he kind of forgot the start of the line, so he did the multis from the end of the bar. So he did like a string of multis to get himself to the next part. That's what I think. Okay. And then he just like, I think he just lost faith in it, so he just now cut that. But like it was a smart thing to do because it didn't look like an obvious choke or what have you. Nah, fuck it, whatever.
But pulling the cord early was probably the best thing he did in that moment, rather than be like and then struggle with it for a bit just to get like another bar out. It's a much better shot for him to just be like, call it
100%.
I'll hit him on the next round.
Because I think
did.
Like, when you're in that circumstance, like if you lose your composure and then you're like, oh fuck, then people go like, well, now you look like a dick. But if you just go like, nah, fuck this, like you take your turn, then it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. It's just
like you're getting too angry, and that looks cool.
You gotta remember, we weren't there when he was writing it. We don't know nothing really, like on what to come.
I noticed it happened, but like because it happened so quickly, I very quickly forgot about it. Like it wasn't like he was stumbling up to it.
No,
it was just all of a sudden he was just like, fucked it, cut time. Okay, and then Mackenzie started going. I was like, oh, next bit. Like it didn't linger in my mind. I actually forgot about it until you literally just brought it up.
It wasn't uncomfortable or anything. I think as long as you don't have that awkward feeling, then it doesn't really count as a like negative points against you.
I guess a good example was Yunnan and Crafty. He was at the end of his round and he kind of had a bit of a stumble and then choked, but he didn't just call time, which he could have, because he had probably spat actually more time in that round than any other round actually. But he called time on like his last 4 bars where he choked, and Mackenzie was pure fire. He was. It just unfortunately that fire wasn't hot enough. That's the only way that I can say about this battle. It
doesn't matter how hot your fire is when you're going against something that motherfucking ice.
Like Rivers, they both had a game plan. They both, because of what happened, right? Like because of what happened in the scene and everything. Obviously, Mackenzie got himself involved. Rivers was involved in things as well. Like this was going to come up. This situation that happened, and I think they both wrote for it to come up, but Rivers just done it better. If that was like a debate, Rivers team won. Like whatever, it's not a debate, of course, but you know what I mean. Like his opinion, his side of things came across so much better than what Mackenzie was bringing from it.
Because
the thing is, so much of what he did was so like a perfect response to stuff that Mackenzie had just said. So Mackenzie flamed in the first, and it was like, oh shit. And when he did a second, it was like, whoa, this is fire. But because of the approach and the layered and considered writing that Rivers had put in, no one could have beaten that. Like, and he especially when Mackenzie had said something about him being a conscious, like, oh, you're like spit conscious lyrics or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you're just about to get so much knowledge, bro. So it was crazy. It was masterful. Like,
because Mackenzie's second was good. Mackenzie's second, and even his comments on the whole situation. I think he said something because obviously Rivers was on KOTR, and he was something like, "Oh, you really think this was a league of gentlemen?" Or there was something about that. I was like, "Okay, I see the angle was good." There, I just thought, why? But it was just even I was standing there. I was like, just why are you trying to defend this on stage?
I
was just like,
Mackenzie said nothing about it. If Mackenzie wouldn't have mentioned this situation at all, he could have actually got away with Rivers' round not being as I think it still would have been a round of the event, but not as
contextualizes it. He contextualized it, so it was like, all right, well, now you're gonna have to hear about it, bro. And that's what
ready to learn.
So amazing with as well, when he just the little bits where he was like, all fucking round,
man,
bro.
Where you going, bro? Come here.
And he fucking put hands on him, and he said, "Where are you going?" and put him back.
Incredible. That was incredible battle shit.
He literally had us here as well the whole time, like the bit towards the end where he was like, if you constantly have to question whether you're a race, then you probably
are. And the whole crowd said,
you probably need to go and experience other cultures and I was like, man, you are stupid.
So good.
Because I fell right into it. Again, I'm screaming.
I was shouting it. I was with it.
But he had me like hooked.
I was speechless. I didn't even want to react because I wanted just to hear it. It was a case of just you're talking to his soul right now. You're talking to that. A whole room is captivated by what you're saying. It was
for the battlers to go through it with reaction, then go through it with everyone has to be quiet. And then like that's the edit that gets done for like YouTube or something, you know.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, talking like Georgie in the middle of his battle, like shut the fuck up.
Like claps at the end of every round.
Just click. Yeah, that's it. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's the next.
See, but that's the thing though. I would love for us to be able to like have more like Anarchy, right? The way that Anarchy was done was really cool because it was like the battler against the battler. It weren't who can win over the room. It wasn't who's more likable. It wasn't who's more relatable. It was simply you two do your shit, and whoever comes off best is going to win in this room. But that small room thing was really, really good. In that sense,
that was very funny.
That was hilarious. That angle was hilarious, by the way.
It was.
That was hilarious.
Very well done.
But I love that Rivers is ran with that though.
Yeah, he's like
I've seen him on Twitter saying, "Don't be saying that. You'll be getting Gen Zone."
Yeah, incredible, man, incredible.
You're getting Gen Zone.
So funny.
Honestly, it's so funny.
He was another guy we've seen for the first time at the event. You know, seeing Rivers live as well is completely different. I beg people, if you have not seen Rivers live, next card that he is on, go to it. Even just for you, just know he's going to be good. And there's no doubt, and he has stepped up in his past couple of battles. I don't know how, but he has. It's scary, man.
Like his battle versus Moat was god tier. This battle, like with what he delivered, it's like that second round on its own is just a classic round. And I urge like people to share the fuck out of that round because that's the kind of thing that people do need to see. Like even just like. On any platform and just write like people need to hear this or whatever and share it. That shit could be viral.
It is an education.
It really is. Man. It really is. Yeah. And do you know what? Somebody said, someone was tweeting, I think it was, I don't think it was said on the day, but someone was tweeting saying, it was Moke actually, was saying about how when he was watching Shuffle T and Marley, he was like, this isn't a big enough thing for what they're doing. And that was another theme of the day. Battle rap wasn't a big enough scene for the talent that was on stage. Like in this moment, it's gonna grow. You can just everyone can feel it. Like there's something just ready to go.
You guys
I think that made it more special. That almost made it more special because it was a slightly. This is a smaller crowd than this all deserves, and everyone there is just like I'm lucky to be experiencing. Do you know what I mean? That's how I felt coming away.
This is the kind of thing. This is the kind of event where in 2 years' time, people are going to be like, "You were at that."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it was a special moment. It was a real turning point. Like this year's been a huge turning point for the scene. Again, to see it like ready to thrive again, and like there's so much talent and like so many sick like battles that haven't come out, like content that people haven't even been able to share from YouTube and shit yet.
Yeah.
It's exciting, man.
We're also seeing like the overseas fans and battlers and stuff are really starting to get in tune with our scene. I've seen Lizzie is like talking with Official and stuff like that, like and going at it with her. Like Jesus, I would have never thought that would happen ever. And look what's happening. It's just crazy. You know, yourself, you brought out a track not long ago, didn't you, Crow? With Real Deal and that.
Yeah. So I did the chorus on one of his singles, and then there was a remix that Blizzard did, which is like super fire. I mean both versions are great, but I love the way that Blizzard puts a beat together. So that remix came out recently, and it changed kind of the way that the chorus sounded as well. So it gave me like a little treat there too because I'd sung it originally on the other version. And
that's some bucket list shit though. Definitely, like you done a song with Real Deal, and it was remixed by Blizzard. Like,
I mean, I've got like 4 beats from Blizzard for my stuff that'll be coming out as well. So like some really good stuff there, and also I collaborate with a lot of a lot of battle rappers and a lot of like rap people. So I've been on C major tracks. I've been on a track with Lefty, and I've got some tracks in the works with some other American guys like Johnny Storm. I've got a couple of tracks that are going to be on some Johnny Storm tracks. So I'm working.
It is crazy. It is. You're doing well, man, and I love to see it. I
can't wait for like obviously in like however long time, like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years time. Looking back to now and being like, Jesus,
Yeah,
how
after
much
Apex,
stuff has
just even
happened.
after Apex 5, right?
Yeah.
The way the scene is going to look in 2 years' time, in my opinion, is
Yeah.
possibly
Right
like
into the
I
top,
think,
maybe.
especially with like drill music being quite popular in the UK, I think there's going to be like an argument for the kind of non-censored arts and stuff like that to be more at the forefront of things, and to have access to it in some sort of way, some platform that you can choose to have access to it, or not. I think that's when battle rap could really thrive as well, because all forms of battle rap can thrive in that. And everyone loves a bit of controversy. Not too much for my liking, but a little bit of it, being a bit cheeky, as long as you're clever with it, I don't mind.
It's cool to have heels as well. I quite like some like heel characters too. Like I think that Red Wolf versus DARPA match was dope.
Yeah, that was
nice.
Very good.
That villain DARPA, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to have them different characters. And
Characters
this is
are
the thing people were complaining about for so long. It's like, oh, none of the new battlers have got like their own character, but it's not true when you look at like Kupar and you look at Slester and you look at Moke and myself, and there's distinct characters that are different from other people.
I do think there was a moment where it was like that. Like from a fan's point of view, there definitely was. It's not like that now though, and that's why, because like if everyone's, I think Bobby actually had a very good angle about this. But he was like, if you're doing them the same, you're doing them the same, you're doing them the same. We've literally got the same fans in the audience every time. It's the same camera crew. It's the same this. And his angle on that was really good because it did need that change. And I think Red Line Pictures coming in, taking over some of the cinematics of it and having a fresh eye on that made it look nice as well and refreshing. Not that Bagnall doesn't do an amazing job, obviously. But yeah, I think just a new eye on it gave it a little bit of a spark. And season 1 of Premier Battles was amazing for it. And going into season 2, but it is something that's just going to pop, like it is, and no one's going to notice that it popped, and then something will happen, and everyone will be like, "Oh shit, we're actually here now." This is
something could go viral again. That's what happened. Obviously, that Push Don't Flop originally was that viral battle. Maybe it won't be a battle. Maybe it'll be a moment in a battle that just puts enough eyes on it to go, "Oh, this is really dope." And then they see these YouTube channels full of these dope this content with talent and just here. Yeah,
I think Rivers versus Mackenzie could be that viral material that we might need.
Definitely.
Selfishly, I guess, for the scene. But yeah, like we're saying, after every battle, guys, get that VOD, premierbattles.club. If you're listening to this and you haven't watched it yet, go away.
You're missing out.
Watch it, and then watch this later. It'll be here later. It's fine. All right, just go away, go and watch it. No spoilers. But we appreciate
eventually
it.
we probably will do a breakdown as well on the channel once it goes live. Once it goes to YouTube,
there's definitely. I think we'll need to watch a couple.
Definitely.
But 100% gotta get people on to watch that.
So I think it would actually be quite cool for the event to watch the first battle and the last battle. So like you can see, how the event progressed through the night and everything as well, and the standard set to the apex of the event. Unintended.
Literally.
We are going to go on to the next battle. Again, premierbattles.club. Get that VOD. And the next battle was Koj versus Georgie Roots. Jeez, there are a lot of names.
Versus Roots.
This was a slugfest. The way that they were going back and forth on Twitter was quite quite spicy. They were really going for each other. I mean, Georgie said he was going to stab him in the face off. I'm glad that didn't happen, because obviously then we wouldn't have got Scapegoats versus Shufflo. So because the event,
I'm definitely glad that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I think it was an empty threat. I was pretty sure it was going to be an empty threat, but I worry about these things. Who knows?
You never know. That's the thing with battle rap as well, as it being this underground, is like sometimes you do have to kind of look around the room and think, who are the real hard ones in it?
Definitely.
Actually have to be genuinely afraid of now.
Like
everyone's saying it, but I need to see who
like
wins it.
Marlo says against Pedro. A lot of people say it, but I think it's actually something that you could achieve. So.
You owning a gun is something I do believe that you'd achieve. If
don't
please
use
don't
it on
shoot
me.
me. I don't want the strap, fussy toddler on a booster seat.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
good. So good. So
I
good.
was at that battle too.
Yeah.
Was
no.
you? Okay. Okay. You know, I've only been to 4 events. It was simply, this is why I got Tom involved, because I didn't want to turn up on my own. The first 2 events me and my fiance went to. But yeah, just going to regular events like that, I wanted people to go with rather than rock up on my own. But we was talking about just before coming on, weren't we, Cooper, that it's a kind of stigma that it's going to all be like fucking hip hop and like, you know, quite aggressive in that way and intimidating.
I was so nervous.
It really isn't.
That's hilarious.
It really isn't. And if anyone watching this is
the network is
planning to go to their first event, just message a couple of people. Even the event organizers, message them, and they will put you in the right position to meet up with people. If you ever want to meet up with us, if you know that we're going, message me before, man. Like, you know,
want to say hello?
Yeah, everyone is so friendly in the scene. It's incredible.
If you go, even if you went to one event on your own, you'd leave that place with 5 new friends at least. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. Everyone's just like, oh shit, you like this stuff too. And you know, like one of the things as like, you know, a fan for years that I loved was like when you're in the crowd watching it and something is like dope, you might turn to the person next to you like and just be like, yeah, that shit was fire. You know what I mean? I love that stuff. I love that stuff.
But I don't have anyone in real life that knows battles like I do. Do you know what I mean? So going to these events where people just that you share this interest, it's just nice. You've got that in, and everyone I've met at these events have just been super sound. Just like you talk out to them, even the battlers themselves, everyone is just super sort of inviting. Get down there.
Definitely, it's a fucking awesome scene to be a part of. You know, every scene has its negatives that like we don't hide from them, but we normally, it's quite an open forum to talk about them as well, which I think is amazing. We did well on the most part. We deal with these sort of situations well, just like any scene would have to, I guess. But yeah, it is good. It is good. The whole scene, the community. You know, there's going to be a few bad apples or whatever that just want to go there and support their mate. Or, you know, support one battler. Like if even, you know, pro review on now, if you lost your battle, I would be sat here saying exactly the same as that. Like I would be saying like, you know, it just weren't your day, whatever it was. Like, and I know that it wouldn't necessarily like offend you because it's all subjective. You know,
for sure,
everyone has opinions.
Like listen, I think you can't go into this if you don't have at least a level of thick skin about this kind of stuff. You have to be prepared to take a loss. Otherwise, it's going to be long for you because everyone's going to lose at some point. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you know, just be grown about it. Like, just try and show up strapped so that that's not going to happen. But be cool if it does. You know.
Oh yeah, you signing up to rap battles. I know people are going to say mean things about me. That's sort of that's what I'm doing it for. Is that you've got to have that.
You're just so adorable.
No, how's no one had any angles on what I look like yet? I don't get it. There's no one's.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
I know. Grazza will have some. Grazza will.
Yeah, Grazza
you know
will,
what I mean?
definitely.
As you say, you've got to have that thick skin. The people that it's the egos. They're the people that are hard for me to relate with because it's like you've got to be self-critical. There's always a way to improve of it. It's.
And there's 100%. Always somebody that's better. Like you can always, like you were saying before, you can always have a bad day. Like there's, you know,
and there's always some kid on the internet who can do it better than you.
And you know, people have battled under extreme circumstances where they've had loss in the family or something big going on, and they've still gone in. And you can't guarantee that they're going to be able to give. Sometimes people do exceed expectations, and they still bring something amazing out. But you have to understand, sometimes life is bigger than battle rap too. So
priorities. That's what it is. That's all you need to say. Priorities, man. Completely understand. That's why, like, whenever anyone backs out of a battle or anything like that, as long as it's not like on the day of and you know there's no excuse or whatever, like if there's a genuine reason, then it's always fair play, man. Do life. Like there's no other way to even like. I don't get people that get angry over that sort of stuff. But yeah, this is the second from last battle, the penultimate battle, which is Georgie versus KJ. Georgie came out swinging. Georgie did come out swinging. He had a point to prove in this battle. And he proved it, in my opinion. But
he was nice, man. He was really nice.
Yeah, definitely. I think there was definitely bits of KJ's material. I think Georgie was more palatable for like a live audience.
But that's his main
he got the
skill,
crowd
though.
behind
He's
him.
so palatable. His delivery is so palatable. That's his. So he, he gets a look. I think he's dope. I really rate Georgie. But he said himself, he gets away with a few sort of like sort of bars by just being able to deliver it so nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's conviction. His conviction on what he's saying is massive in his game plan. Definitely, you can tell that, which is great. I'm all for that kind of like talk to him bars, and he really did. I mean, that was it. His second or his third, the COVID angle.
Third
was
his
third.
Yeah,
I keep getting confused with his second. But yeah, that whole thing, the way that he made it personal. He made it relevant.
It's a good angle on
recycled an angle that O'Shea
angle.
had already rinsed. Like I didn't think I actually said to you guys when it Cooper before we was talking before this battle. I'm sure you was there. But I said like the thing is everyone said what they can about Koj. Like we've had the slash in his throat like Koj's dad. We've had the what do you do when you go and play football? A frisbee and all that from O'Shea. Like, there's not a lot more you can say about it, but Georgie managed to reinvent it.
He took the whole conspiracy theorist angle and then made it about that. Yeah, I thought he did it really well.
He took it to a very like outside of also like all these examples you gave are very like conceptual, metaphorical things. He took it to a very real place.
Yeah, agreed.
Like fuck you and your conspiracy theories. This is the real world, and this is what's happening in it.
The only misfire for him was the moment where he said like was talking about his girl, and he was like, "Yeah, I respect the bitch," or whatever. And it's like, and everyone laughed. And it changed the atmosphere a bit, but he could have played it off by like if he would have gone like, "Yeah, sorry, I just thought you needed some light relief," like he's giving you the joke on purpose and owned it. It would have been better than what he did, which was then going.
He said on Twitter. I think he said on Twitter. He originally wrote it as chick, and it was like a slip of a tongue, and it was literally in the middle of this big sort of deep bit where you're all listening and it's like, I respect the bitch, and it's just like it's just like I know what you're saying, but it's still a funny just
oxymoronical sentence or whatever.
I didn't think he realized what people were laughing at that time.
He said it again.
Because I don't think they were realize. I don't think he realized what people were laughing at. I think he genuinely thought people were laughing at the angle that he was taking. I think that was his reaction. That was what he didn't like. Was like, all right, you want to laugh at that? Cool. And it was like, no, but I'm not laughing about that. Like, it was because of the irony in what you're saying.
It was all very tense. And then you said, "I respect the bitch." And
was it the beginning of the third? He was really quiet.
Yeah, Georgie does this, doesn't he? He has his build-up moments, and I really like him on cam. In the room, I don't think it was as good as it is on cam for him.
I agree, because I was even on stage for that, and I was like, oh man, he's going hella quiet. Like, can people definitely hear him?
Yeah.
We were front row, and I was like, turning to the side a bit, to try and like get a fullier in shot. But it was
sometimes to focus, like keep your head down.
I mean, there's something to it in terms of like, if you did it for like a couple of lines, maybe it draws people into their listening harder, and then I get that as a technique, but like, I could see that there would definitely be people who were in the back who were just like, I have no idea what he's fucking talking about.
Like, and this is the thing, like you would think it would start here and go up, but I felt like it kind of, he started here to get everyone's attention, then it went down, and then it went up, and it was Caretaker up in the building. What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. I know that you have to head out early from the event. I hope you're okay, man. I hope you're good.
Feeling better,
it was brilliant to meet you in person. But going back to this battle, it was kind of like, again, Koj coming back, saying that he's going to be active now. He's talking about titles and stuff. And then Koj needing to win this in this tier. It was a perfect matchup, really, for them two. It was like that Gemini versus Tox battle, who's got everything to lose or everything to gain. And they both smashed it. I think on the watch back, I'll probably have a different winner every time I watch it back, depending on what mood I'm in and stuff.
I slightly edge Koj, I think, on the night, slightly. And I went into that wanting Georgie to win as well, because I sort of local with me and everything. But I don't know. Koj was just on fire for the 3 rounds. It was.
I said to you guys before. I said I think Koj is going to have this, and straight away after about turn around, I was just like, all right, nah, Georgie got that.
I definitely have Koj as the winner, but like Georgie held his own like crazy. And you know what's really nuts about that as well? It's a testament to the guy's like ability to learn material, because me and him sparred the night before, and he wasn't off book yet or whatever. You know what I mean? He was still like he was still reading his bars.
Wow.
And in that time, he memorized 3 rounds and delivered them like that. The guy's brain is crazy.
I did hear rumblings that apparently the reason why they had to switch the battles round is because Georgie wanted more time to just go over his battles that quick. So
that would make sense.
Yeah, it kind of all makes sense, and I'm glad that he done it. I'm glad that he made that decision and didn't rush into things. You know, I'm sure Rivers and Mackenzie were fine to take that on and do it then as well. But yeah, I think that was a good move, Georgie. Well done. Definitely.
Because ultimately, we just want all good battles, right? We don't want someone to go up there and flop. Like we want everything to be good. So if it's like, okay, if I have like 30 more minutes, then we're good. Then there's no problem with switching them around, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. A few, like a standout bar for me from Georgie was that
we had a couple of really good
I've
ones.
been running around fields like the electric fence bar.
Oh my lord! Jesus!
I like the what was it? You cut bout. I need to see if I can read it because I will butcher it. I remember really enjoying it. I don't know if even
where he says,
Troy, you was just saying,
I'll show up outside of with a pull a big nank out of the gym bag, and I'll keep cutting.
That was dope.
Jesus.
You cut weight bulk and then cut it down. I cut weight in bulk to get it out. I can't wording that wrong, but that was fire.
That stuff where he was going, you do this, I do this. That was all crazy.
Yeah. I love those sort of angles. I do love those sort of angles. Troy, I just want to say I've seen your message, man. If you need to chat, whatever, message always. Come on. If you're about, to be fair, I can send you a link and you can jump on here. We're just about to go through the last battle of the event. There's so much more that we could say about Koji and Georgie as well. Again, guys, you know what you got to do. PremierBattles.club. Get that VOD.
And without spoiling anything, but like, I know everyone was going into it like going, oh, I don't want to hear any Squid Game bars, but Koji had some
fucking fire Squid Game bars.
Yes. And it was worth it. It was worth hearing them for someone who actually came with that level of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like there was a couple of Squid Game bars. I feel like
I'd be more like if they were doing Squid Game bars 6 months from now, I'd be saying like, all right, guys, chill. I wanted Squid Game bars. I want relevant shit.
There are so many pop culture.
I want to be sat there and thinking like, shit, I remember watching that bit as well. Like
the problem is there's always this thing in battle rap where it's like if something's easy pickings, everyone's like, oh, don't touch that. It's easy pickings. Everyone's going to do it. So it's always like that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like everyone's seen it, so you shouldn't reference it because that's cheating. You know what I mean? Like
that's cheating.
It's almost like almost a rule before the event. It's like if I hear any Squid Game bars, and it's just like, well, yeah, but they might be there. If they're good, they're good. Do you know what I mean? It's
good bar.
Definitely.
What's the difference?
Sean, it was, we didn't get a chance to talk to Sean Craig.
Big up Sean.
Sean Craig works at Don't Flop. He was at the event.
Very drunk at the event as well, Sean. I will say. Love it.
But it was good to see you about. To be fair, but yeah, going into this last battle, it's not something we can go into lightly. It really isn't. Do you know what I want to do for this? I want to talk about each team. I don't want to talk about the battle. PremierBattles.club VOD, guys. That's where you get
worth it for this battle.
I want to talk about the teams because I feel like we've got a new top tier 2-on-2 already now. Like after one performance.
I mean, I really, you know what? And I think if anything was going to make those guys want to battle again, it's this battle because they smashed it and they brought they did something they normally never do, and I think they left the stage feeling like uplifted, and I don't think they normally get that. So when they came off stage and everyone was like going, holy shit, that was amazing! You were incredible, blah blah blah. And I think they probably at that point a little switch in their brain would be like, yeah, maybe we should do this some more. Right?
Yeah, definitely. And Trouble interviewed those two and Matter and Boski as well after the event. It's up on the Wiretap. Make sure you go subscribe to Wiretap, like the videos that he's putting up. It puts in a lot of work. Trouble does, and also. Whilst I'm on the subject of Trouble, go and check out his new battle out on the from the Era versus Era card.
No loose chat.
3-0 in a 1-round battle, which I always say I didn't Didn't think that was possible, but he definitely did body the event as well, I would say, from Era versus Era. So definitely go check that out on No Loose Chat. Make sure that you're subscribed to them as well. And yeah, follow the scene, guys. Not that we've got any more followers than what they would have anyway. I would guess you're all probably
if any chance you're watching this and are not already subscribed to these guys, then go and do that.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, so let's talk about the teams. So we'll start with Shuffler, right? So they've come out 3 years out. Their last battle versus Phil and Soul. So
that wasn't a battle though.
That was an exhibition.
Wasn't it, I guess.
They didn't miss a step. I mean, actually, Shuffle T did have a little stumble in the third.
He did.
One of the first stumble in the third.
Yeah, one of the first times ever. First time ever.
Nice though, but yeah, he did.
Yeah, they played it off though. I mean, I think Raptor and Bobby did have a little stumble as well, but that's the whole point of having a 2-on-2. You've got a teammate who, that's part of being a 2-on-2 is picking up slack when needed. I'd love to have seen them two practicing stuff. I'd love to have documented them two right in and everything.
Practicing that whole thing, like a safari video, like zooming in across the street, like
guys, I think them two preparing everything would have been hilarious. Them two, the angles that they took in this battle was just perfect.
And they came in very differently to how I thought they were going to come in.
It's the best. Anyone's ever the best angle anyone's ever taken against them ever.
Yeah, definitely. Apart from they weren't Scissors just like basically taking no angles and ignoring who they are and just doing what they do best.
No,
that was the best way to deal with Shuffle T and
Marlo. Great way to go against them is to ignore who they are.
I knew Bobby and Raptor weren't going to come aggressive. It's shown that it's not worked, and they're both very funny guys individually. They are very good. They've got a very good sense of humor, and I just didn't know they'd be able to put on what they did.
And I mean, everyone was saying before the event, the chemistry is there, and it's shown they was comfy as a 2-on-2, which is scary to think that was their first one. If you could pick, who would you put them two up against? I know we said we'll talk. No, don't answer that question yet because we're talking about Shuffle. So coming back from that big break, this is what I'm saying. This whole event has made my head just go. There's so much to talk about that you just go on a tangent for hours. Like I said, we'll then do an hour and a half, and we're probably going to hit 2 hours. But thanks for rocking with us, guys. We do appreciate it, and you guys for coming on, of course. But yeah, was it what you expected? What did you guys think?
I thought it was Shuffler? Again, it was like they really took the opportunity to show that they are the guys who know how to engineer moments, because they did it, and they just every round they had something special that people just don't do in battles, and that's that level of creativity is it's like gold. How they write as well to make it almost be like the predictability of some of it is what's the joy of it. They signpost it so perfectly that
it made the crowd go that bit.
That was incredible. How did they predict that they could control everyone like that? They just Darren Brown the whole place. You know what I mean?
No, definitely, man.
Really, it was amazing. And that first was just I was like, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Exactly.
Yeah, we were pissed really because we chose our spot, we chose where we was going to stand, and then it seemed to be where everyone else was going to stand on the stage. So for half of the battle, I'm looking at Yunan's ass, and then Yanev's ass, and then the other half of the battle is Hanzo. But at least Hanzo crouched down for a bit. But yeah, we could catch a lot of what Bobby and Raptor were doing, but we didn't get to watch the performance from Shufflo. And
it was a lot towards the crowd.
Really annoying, but there was nowhere else to go, really. It was pure pantomime from both sides, and that's why I think they done well.
I loved it.
A lot of people always say you can't beat them at their own game. Raptor and Bobby very almost did.
What they did, which I think was the genius thing, was in order to make it so that they were not the butt of the joke, they just became part of the joke. The whole thing then just became a great performance from two teams and it was like they were working together to make this hilarious thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really like it was like this, them going against each other. It was like, nah, this is going to be like 20 minutes of incredible performance, and that's it. You know what I mean? It was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just going on to scapegoats then. The first question I have for you guys: who would you put them up against next if they were to go?
Is there any?
I don't mind if you're thinking international or but I would say more just UK based.
So
at the moment.
In terms of UK, like people who would make good matches, obviously that would be something that I think could interest like a Big J and Lefty to come back for, which would be pretty fucking funny.
I'd also like to see their 2-on-2 go against another 2-on-2 of barrers, of people that what Bobby and Raptor do really well, the energy and even the aggression and the clever line. Obviously for Shuffle and Muller, they have to switch it up completely. I'd like to see them go against, even if you go to sort of Crow and ABK, you get them against Rivers and someone. I don't know if Rivers, they need a top tier. It needs to be someone in there that's...
Do you know what I'd love to see, and it just came to me, is I would love to see them bring back Cracker and C Major.
Listen.
That battle would be shut down.
It would be...
This again, though, we got some great suggestions in the chat. Go ahead, Craig.
It would be, listen, like, I would love more than anything to see them guys come back. Like, C Major's, he's one of the best UK guys that we've ever had. He's incredible.
Literally. Yeah.
Will he come back for a 2-on-2? I don't know. I don't know if Cracker's even on it, because I'm in touch with both them guys. But that would be super fire, definitely.
It would be.
But yeah, who knows? You never know with these kind of things, because it's often a catalyst. Like if people start to see those performances and go, "Oh, okay, this could be worth investing time in," then maybe it'll intrigue those guys, type of guys to come back.
Well, I love 2-on-2 as a format, and I hope the sort of, if this is going to be as big, it's going to be big. We know that. I hope it encourages more 2-on-2 battles and even teams forming out of people, because I love the format. It's a very different way of doing it, and it's
So Kupar, who else do you think stands up as a barring 2-on-2 team that would be good?
There's a few suggested in there. I think I was thinking from what I know, Rivers. It'd be interesting to see Rivers against that. But then I'm just trying to think who else you'd want on there. Soul coming back is obviously the Soul. I don't know if he's got the pairing there. But then it's almost that aggression. I want some people that are also going to bark back at them a little bit.
Try and tell
Yunnan. I was about to think Yunnan in there. Yunnan would be
ABK, Yunnan, Crow. I could see that.
ABK, you could make a couple of pairings in there that I think would be a really dope battle.
No, 100%. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
If you had to pair off all of your new lot, all of your crew now.
Yeah. I mean, listen. The thing is I think it's shown in that kind of event, like how much of a difference it makes when people are really they really have that chemistry, that real life chemistry, because it just makes it so much more natural. So it would have to be someone, it would to make sense, it would have to be people who know each other properly, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or at least have it booked at least like a year in advance, so that they can go on holiday together. They can rent a small flat together for a bit, really get to know each other.
With each other.
And do the battle.
On the 50th Mai Tai, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're supposed to be writing for." Gotta just working on the tan and shit. And like, we haven't written a bar. We've just been hanging out.
We're just friends now.
That is all that would get done. Is just chilling. I think they definitely debuted well. Probably the strongest debut I've ever seen from anyone, any team. Even the double tournament that we had back in the club. There wasn't a 2-on-2 that was as comfortable as that, apart from really Dialect and Zen, I would say, because they rapped together quite a lot. But yeah, it was just incredible. I knew they were going to bring something. I just didn't know what it would be and how much of it. And they brought it all. And this would be fire as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There's a few 2-on-2 teams that are cropping up for the secondhand smoke events. You've got people teams like Frankie Fraser and Frost. And people like that who are
they'll be dope together.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. That will be brilliant.
And they live down the street from each other.
I was about to say, from what Frankie was saying, they've known each other for a long time as well, so they've got that chemistry already, I think, which is really, as we're saying,
that would be kind of tasty.
I was just nodding to that. Definitely, Tony Locksmith. I don't think it could, because you got to remember, like all of these names that are coming up. I mean, both Raptor and Bobby have battled Sol. Both Raptor and Bobby have battled Quill. Both Raptor and Bobby have battled Yunnan. Like, because they've got such good solo careers in battle rap, it'll be harder to pitch them up against 2-on-2. But I mean, I know Raptor obviously battled Shuffle T, but that's just one part. You know, it was easy to forget that for this.
The other thing is as well, Raptor's battled Yunnan twice.
Yeah,
it's not even like just once. He's battled him twice.
No, exactly. So it is.
Becoming
you know, they've both battled Tony as well.
Yeah.
Just don't think it could. I don't think it could work. But Rivers, I think, out of all those options, I'd like to see Scoop and Rivers take on even Shufflo or Scapex next. That's a team that I'd like to see work. Definitely. Scoop's involved in ABK as well, right?
He is.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think that could work.
Yeah. Definitely. I've heard some amazing stuff in the group chat from him.
I'm so jealous. You guys need like a channel that you want to put your shit through. Just let me know, man. I'm more than happy to oblige.
Love that.
No, we are gonna kind of start wrapping it up now. We're just getting up to that 2-hour mark, which is awesome. Thank you all for rocking with us.
Big up.
You guys, it was so great to meet you guys because obviously I've had a bit of interaction with you online and stuff, and you know, you're great people, and also like I love the passion. You know, I'm a passionate guy, and I love this environment, this art, this craft. Like, so to see people getting interested in the way that you have and trying to spread the word is like, it's dope. Big up yourself.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. We do. And like, you know, I was just about to go on to say, you know, give flowers to everybody that was involved in Premier Battles, the Apex event, you know, everyone in the crowd, from even, you know, the venue itself and the people that are there, the people on the bar were working tirelessly. That queue just seemed to not stop throughout the whole day. So fair play to them.
And shout out the Portaloos as well. Shout out those guys.
Oh, yeah. Like, do you know what? That's how good the event was. Nobody moaned that we had to go to the toilet out in the smoking area. Like, that wasn't even anything to moan about. Like, that's how good the event was.
Bigger than that.
PremierBattles.club.
Get on it.
You'd start booking actual venues. That's insane.
But no, I do just want to shout out, you know, the heads in Premier Battles, Briggsy, Bloodstroke. You guys make this end shot as well. Make us feel so welcome whenever we walk in.
As well as a new fan, like everyone's been so welcoming. Like obviously you two have been amazing. Like obviously Kupara, we spoke to you a couple of times now, like on the show. Like obviously got Premier Battles always in the chat, like loads of different, you know, battlers always in the chat. Like it's really good scene. It's really good to be here. So fucking excited for my next event.
Course, like at the end of each episode, we don't do it, but I'm going to start doing it. Please do remember, like, subscribe, all of the channels that we've mentioned, all of the people that we've mentioned. Do you want to just shout out your socials, guys, just so people know about you? Crow, do you want to go first?
What am I going to do? My socials?
Yeah.
Like your socials.
You want me to do my socials? Okay, right.
Oh my god.
So unfortunately, because of like the way that like, you know, naming stuff works out, mine's, you know, my Instagram one is Words of Crow, and my Twitter one, which is kind of actually where battle rap pops off so much, is Words_Crow, because life hates me. No.
Like our Twitter handle is Pick Your Battles, but the your is spelled UR.
Why?
It's so annoying.
So Words_Crow for Twitter, and I'm getting a lot more active on that because that seems to be where like battle rap happens.
Twitter is the place for the conversation, definitely.
I would definitely say that Facebook seems to be are dying out at the moment for battle rap, and yeah, it seems to be all moving over to Twitter. The spaces and stuff that they've got now, and the live
Really
chat
cool.
options and stuff is really, really good.
Yeah.
Hashtag rebuild every single time.
100%.
We bet.
We're in the middle of it. We're in the middle.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, definitely. And Cooper, your socials, real quick, man.
I've got good branding. It's Cooper MC on both of them. So that's Cooper with an A, no E, and then MC, Cooper MC, Twitter and Insta. So yeah, just get involved. I know pretty much everyone in here follows it anyway. So it's all good.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If we get a few, it's brilliant. But we have hit 80 subscribers on our channel, which is awesome for us. Another 5 since the last video, so awesome.
Yeah.
And we are going to push for that 100 now, guys.
Yeah,
somebody would get before Christmas, but maybe we could. Another 20 subscribers doesn't seem that much. So share, tag your nan.
Talk to you nan. Call your nan.
It's a great way to check in there, actually. Say, I've got this really cool thing on YouTube. I was wondering if you want to watch.
We should watch this together and spend time connecting.
But before we go, lastly, thank you guys. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for the platform as always.
Just us two, so we really appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you, Sean, for subscribing. Appreciate you, man. We
Sean,
really do
fan of the day.
Big man.
Yeah,
fan of the day.
Cooper, good luck. Good luck, December. If we are there live, I will be there to support you.
Thank you.
Definitely. But
Come
if we're
down.
not, I will be getting that pay-per-view, and it will be the first battle that I watch. I promise that.
No, what? Yunnan Bizzo's on that. Don't say that. Yunnan Biz is going down on that. Yeah. Like, let's.
Yeah, but I've been invested in this academy. I wanted to.
I appreciate it.
We're here for it, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
To be fair, you and Grazza and Robin are the only ones that actually really tried to push things with it, like the media side of things. So I'm excited to see you and Grazza.
I'll finally have a good. I'll finally have a good battle in that, I think, as well. It won't be as no disrespect to the previous ones, but it'll be a bit more. I know Grazza's
when is you versus Haley G out?
I'm not too sure. I was thinking that today that it might have been pushed back in the uploads now. Now we've got Apex in the go. I might miss a few weekend uploads, so it's never coming out. No, it's on the Patreon. If you're not on the Patreon, go and see it on the Patreon. There we go.
Patreon.
There we go.
PremierBattles.club. That's going to be my new prise every time I need to do.
No, it needs to be one of our things. Premier Battles are doing okay, man.
Good luck coming up against Boski. Maybe you could have an angle. Like, look, is it Balski or Boski? We need to know. And then we can
play online, bro.
Come on.
I'm the worst, man. I'm so sorry. But no, good luck with everything you got coming up, man. I'm really looking forward for both of your come-ups. You're both on the rise, which is brilliant. Good. That's all I can say is good luck, really.
Appreciate you, man.
We'll be seeing you live again soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you. Now I've got to get all this right with the video and everything. So, Crow, just to let you know, the video is going to start again, and that loud music from the start.
Yeah.